All I can say is that the fake news just doesn't get it, do they?
They don't. They don't understand us. They don't understand MAGA. And they think very, very little of us. They're such snobs. And I think, quite frankly, for a lot of them, hate is in their hearts. When they talk about us like this, number one, they show that they're trying to exploit a tragedy. It shows that they're ignorant and perhaps maybe a little bit of projecting going on. I don't know. But everything they say here, they're not talking about us, but they say they are.
Yes, it's the great replacement theory rearing its ugly head again, this white replacement nonsense. It convinces isolated men on the internet that a cabal is replacing whites with people of color.
To many Republican politicians, people of color are not perceived as real Americans with legitimate wants and concerns.
Really repugnant white supremacist idea that people of color are replacing white people in the United States. And it's being pushed by right-wing media personalities and some political figures.
No, it's not. No, it's not. That's a lie. It's a distortion. And it's so deeply offensive. Should be to everybody. Rolling Stone takes it a step further. The Buffalo shooter isn't a lone wolf. He's a mainstream Republican. It's ludicrous, of course. But they've really convinced themselves that that's what we're like. They're wrong. The thing that I love about conservatives and being a conservative, it's we don't care what people look like. We don't care about gender. We don't care about the outside. We care about ideas. And I'd like to show you some of my heroes. Since I came here to Newsmax, I've gotten to meet and interview a lot of great people. And perhaps these are your heroes as well. Let's go through them. And just about anybody on this list I'd like to see as president someday. Dr. Ben Carson, superstar. Dinesh D'Souza, superstar and hero. Former Congressman Allen West. My God, talk about passion, huh? John Yoo, have you heard of him? Very talented lawyer, one of the most brilliant men in Washington, and yes, he's conservative. Representative Byron Donalds, a superstar in the making. Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, destined to be president. Also, a new superstar, Lieutenant Governor of Virginia, Winsome Sears. These are the people. These are the future, by the way. Candace Owens, need I say more? Talk about just supernatural ability. Herschel Walker, hero on the field and off. Congressman Burgess Owens of Utah, what a wise man. Andy No, so brave, out there chronicling the crimes of Antifa. Sheriff David Clark, another bold hero. Hey, here's one. Maybe she's not MAGA, but I think she's pretty cool. Tulsi Gabbard happens to be a person of color, happens to be a truth teller, happens to be very brave. She spoke at CPAC, all right? Look, this is what we're all about, all right? We don't care what people look like. And you know what? One of my favorite moments, actually, of the past couple of years was politically this. During the 2020 Republican National Convention, we love immigrants who come here legally, right? Of course we do, no matter where they come from. And here's something even more special about immigrants. When they take the oath of citizenship, they have to actually take another step. They have to promise that they'll take up arms for the United States. If we were born here, we don't have to take that oath. They do. And that's why I like them and I trust them. All right. I want to talk about Pennsylvania. Tomorrow is primary day and very competitive race. Mehmet Oz there in the middle. He is the leader right now. He's also endorsed by Donald Trump. It was a couple of weekends ago. You saw it at that great rally. And Donald Trump really has a lot on the line here. He wants Dr. Oz to win. The mainstream media does not want Dr. Oz to win. They love to chalk this up as a defeat for Donald Trump. That's what they'll try to do. Hey, let's face it, there's a lot of attention right now on Kathy Barnette. And quite frankly, I think this attention is misplaced because I personally am not impressed. There are huge holes in her resume and her background, and she's just extremely evasive, vague, and pretty odd at times. I saw her on Fox News Sunday. Shannon Bream asked her a pretty straightforward question. Watch what happens.
Where were you an adjunct college professor? Yes, you know, and in fact, let me just make this really short for you.
You heard what she says. Let me make this really short for you. She talks for another minute and a half and doesn't answer the question. Check it out.
You can go to my website at barnetteforsenate.com. And around my family is a will, and we place right there the things you want to know about Kathy Barnette. If you listen to the mainstream media, you would think I crawled from under a rock yesterday. These last couple of months, we've been traveling over 1,500 miles every single week. The media was derelict in their duty. No one paid attention to me. They were too obsessed with the two men in this race and didn't bother to take a look at what it is that we were doing.
Oh, the two men in this race, really kind of snide there. Doesn't like the men. Well, she never answered where she was an adjunct professor. In a minute and a half, she did not bring it up, did not answer the question. So I went to her website, and I went to that little wheel thing she was talking about. Okay, so where were you a adjunct professor? I don't know if this is my answer or not. Some guy tweeted. Let's take a look at that, please. The tweet is from some individual who says he spoke to somebody at Judson University and said, yes, Kathy was a professor here. That doesn't cut it. You can't just cite some guy on the internet, even if he is a conservative and you like him. How about something from Judson University? And this is a big part of her background. Mom, veteran, author, political commentator. That got my attention, of course. Veteran. I served, and I looked it up. Okay, tell me more about your military record. So Kathy puts it this way, all right? On her website, it says, question number 3, when was she in officer candidate school? People are asking this question. When was she in officer candidate school? Here's the answer to her own question, and she doesn't answer the question. Kathy was accepted into officer candidate school. She went through the rigorous process of applying, being vetted, and interviewed. She was accepted, but she did not finish the program because she got married. Kathy has never claimed to have graduated from officer candidate school. Okay, but when did she go? It's not in there. Something is very strange. My own theory is she was never accepted into officer candidate school. It's very strange to put that on your resume, even if you graduated from officer candidate school. Quite frankly, like I did, I went to officer candidate school. It is a brutal, horrible place. I did not like it. I was very, very happy to leave. It was a bad place. Although I'm glad I went. That's me on graduation day, and my cammy's on the right with my dad and my brother Jim. And then after I finished college, I was commissioned an officer. Now, Kathy says, what does she say again? She was accepted but didn't go, right?
Kathy, did you go to officer candidate school? There's questions around that.
I was accepted. I always say I was accepted. I went through the rigorous paperwork and vetting and interviews to be accepted into officer candidacy school. And I have always said I did not finish it because I got married. This really cute guy asked me to marry him.
This is too weird. This is just too weird. Would you like to see my resume? This is actually my resume. You never know when you might need one. Here it is, my big profile. And let's get to the military section. There it is. You'll notice I have very specific dates and activities, the things I did while I was in the Marine Corps. I don't have anything in there about officer candidacy school. That's what she called it, by the way, which it's not called. It's not called officer candidacy school. There's something extremely strange about this situation, and she has not been vetted, and I don't think she's worthy of the United States Senate. And I don't think you turn around from losing a House seat in 2020 by 20 points and then turns around, takes that defeat, and runs for the United States Senate. The only person I know who tried something along these lines, Barack Obama. We don't know. I wish we knew more about him, too. Lost in 2000 big time, and then turned around and ran for the Senate. What do these people do for a living? What do they do for work? What does Kathy do for work? What did Obama do for work for all those years? I don't know. Stay with us. The administration wants to give $5 billion for bike lanes. Bike lanes. I stopped riding a bike in junior high school. I know Joe still likes his bike, But I don't think $5 billion for bike lanes is money well spent. Do you? Stay with us.